Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about some player props I like on Prizepicks for the NBA slate on Friday, December the 23rd. We got a massive Friday night slate, guys. 14 games tonight, so going to be a lot to like on a big slate like this. I got 3 picks that I'm going to give out in this video, guys. But I'll have some more picks posted over on Patreon today, later this afternoon, once we get the full board up. We do have a ton of props available right now, but there's even more props that should be available soon. But I found 3 picks I really liked when I first looked at the board, so we're going to talk through these 3 plays, guys. We're going to share why I like them. Before we do get started, though, as always, if you guys do enjoy these Prizepicks videos, make sure you hit that like button down below, hit that subscribe button if you have not yet, and if you're new to the channel, make sure to check out Prizepicks, sign up for Prizepicks, and use my promo code NOAH. You will get your first deposit matched up to $100 when you do sign up with my promo code. And we've been talking, about Prizepicks, their 12 days of Picksmas, this promo they've been running. Y'all, I'll be honest, the last few days I haven't been, a big fan of some of the promos they've been running. But today for Friday, they ran a really, really good one. So on Friday, the whole day, pretty much all the way up until midnight, every 6-pick entry that you place, you will get 33x your money if you go 6 for 6. And normally a 6-pick entry going 6 for 6 would pay out 25x. Well, today it pays out 33x. So you're getting a huge payout on 6-pick entries today. And like I said, this lasts all day. Usually they do like a time limit for these for these payout boosts, but for today it lasts all day. And I wanted to make sure to confirm this for you guys, but you can use picks for tomorrow's game. So I know there's a full slate of NFL games tomorrow on Saturday. If you want to do NFL picks, you can. If you want to look at other sports, you can. Doesn't have to be just NBA. So definitely fire up a bunch of 6-pick entries today. I do recommend that on a day like this, you really spread out your volume. So instead of playing, let's say you play $100 a day, instead of putting $100 on one 6-pick entry, you need to play, 20 different entries for $5 each. Spread out your action, find a bunch of picks you like, kind of run different combinations, because your goal in the end is just to, hit 1 or 2 6-pick entries. With that 33x payout, hitting one 6-pick, going 6 for 6 could mean that could be all it takes to be profitable. Like, you could play 20 different entries, and as long as you hit one 6 for 6, you're going to be profitable on the day, assuming you put the same amount of money on each entry. So really spread out your action today. Get a lot of different 6-pick entries in. Don't put all your money on one 6-pick entry. I highly recommend you really spread out your volume on a day like this. But that's a really cool promo that Prizepicks is running, 33x your money on 6-pick entries today. So hopefully you guys are able to hit some 6 picks. I will definitely be giving out more than just 3 picks for today. Obviously the 3 picks I like now are kind of like my first look early picks, but I will be giving out more plays. Probably going to find at least 3, 4, 5 additional plays I like, and I'm going to share those over on Patreon. So if you guys want access to those, I do give a full write-up for each additional play I provide on Patreon. You can check that out, link down below in the description. But before we talk through our plays for today, I do want to recap our plays from yesterday. And man, yesterday was not a good day. It was a small slate. I didn't play too heavy yesterday. It was a 2-game slate, but we didn't go, didn't have the best slate or the best day yesterday. Went 0-2 on the 2 picks we gave out. We started off the week really good, but the last 2 days have been pretty brutal. But hopefully, we can bounce back today on this, big Friday night slate. But let's go ahead and talk through our 3 picks for today, guys. We got a fantasy score prop I like. We got a points plus rebounds prop, and then a PRA prop. So we'll start off with the fantasy score prop, and I want to talk about Paolo Banchero. 35.5 fantasy score. Really like this over here for Banchero going up against the Spurs. This is a really, really good matchup. This is a matchup that I've kind of looked to target all season. You look at Banchero, he's been playing really, really well as of late. Last 5 games, he's averaging 41 fantasy points per game. He's gone over this line in 4 out of 5 games. The one game he went under was a really tough matchup against the Celtics. Obviously, this is not a tough matchup against the Spurs. This is one of the best matchups you can get. So far this season, when you look at pace stats and you look at defensive rating, the Spurs, they're playing at one of the faster paces in the league. They're 8th in pace this season. And defensively, they've been the worst defensive team in the NBA. They're dead last in defensive rating. So really, really good matchup here for Banchero. And normally when you talk about the Magic, the Magic are not a team I like betting on, just because a lot of times they get blown out. Their guys don't play their full minutes. Well, this is a spot where we should see a competitive game. And if anything, the Magic should be the ones that do the blowing out today. The Magic are playing at home. I think they're favored by 7.5 or 8.5. It's a lot more likely that Banchero will go over his fantasy score in games where the Magic win by 30 versus when they lose by 30. When they lose by 30 and get blown out, Banchero's probably not doing very well. In games where they win by 30, those are the games where Banchero could still go over this fantasy score, just because that could mean the Magic are putting up a lot of points And obviously, when they put up a lot of points, a lot of those points are coming from Banchero. So far this season, he leads the team in usage rate, 28.9 or 28.3% usage rate this season. Banchero is averaging 1.08 fantasy points per minute. And as of late in competitive games, he's been playing about 35, 36 minutes. Like I said, and both these teams are pretty bad teams, the Spurs and the Magic. So this should be a competitive game. We should see Banchero play like 34, 35, 36 minutes here. He should average well over a fantasy point per minute in this matchup. I really like this spot for him. I think 35.5 fantasy points is a line that he can definitely go over, especially in this matchup. So that is the first pick that I do like for today. It's going to be Paolo Banchero to have more than 35.5 fantasy score. Next pick I like is going to be a points plus rebounds prop. Going to go back to a guy that we took earlier this week. He's been treating a lot of people well. If you've been betting Jalen Duran's overs, you've probably been doing pretty well because he's been doing really good this season. This line actually, it just got bumped. I see this now. That's kind of annoying. I took it at 18.5 and it's already been bumped to 19.5. But we'll take it anyway. 19.5 points plus rebounds for Jalen Duran. I do like this over. Will mention again, I got this line at 18.5. That's so crazy that they bumped it literally before I could even start recording this video. But we'll talk about his PRA or his points plus rebounds. But you could take like PRA as well. Really for PRA, you only need him to get 1 assist, and I think over his last few games he's been getting like 3, 4. Like last game he had 4 assists. But really, like all of his props, I mean, PRA, points plus rebounds are my favorite. I think we're gonna take points plus rebounds just because that's what I bet myself. But I do like the PRA as well. It's up to you, honestly. Whichever one you like, you can take. But I'm playing points plus rebounds. But what I want to talk about with Jalen Duran is really, since he's been moved into the starting lineup, he's obviously been playing more minutes. His production's been really good as well. So over the last, I think 9 or 8 games that he has started, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 games. Over the last 7 games he started, dating back to when they played Memphis on December 9th. That was the first game that he had started. He's gone over this line in 6 or 5 out of those 7 games. The 2 games where he went under, against the Lakers, he only played 24 minutes. He had 16 points plus rebounds in that game. And then their most recent game against the Sixers, that was a really tough matchup against Joel Embiid. He only had 15 points plus rebounds. Obviously went under that game. Every other game, over their last 7, all those other 5 games, he's gone over this points plus rebounds line. Or actually, the Brooklyn game, he had 8 and 11, so he had 19 points plus rebounds. He went over his original line, which was 18.5. This line at 19.5, he did not go over. So technically, 4 out of his last 7 games that he has started, he's gone over this line. But when you look at like his minutes, he's been playing more minutes lately as a starter. He's been really productive as a starter, getting a lot of putbacks, really crashing the glass. He's been averaging almost like well over 10 rebounds per game. This matchup against the Hawks, I don't think it's like too bad. I mean, the Hawks this season, like defensively, they haven't been that strong. Clint Capella is he's not like an elite defender by any means. I definitely think it's a spot where Durant should be able to avoid foul trouble. He should be able to play about 30, 32 minutes. And we've also seen sometimes like last game in the game against the Sixers, that was a game that Detroit lost by 20. They kept Jalen Duran in the game even after they pulled all the other starters. So there's a good chance that like even if the Hawks blow out the Pistons today, we could still see Duran play in the blowout. He's played in blowouts this season, so I feel like his minutes are very secure. I think 28 to 30 minutes is very likely here, barring foul trouble or anything like that. There's a chance he could get like 30, 32 minutes. We saw him play 36 minutes against Charlotte. Don't know if he'll get that high for minutes today, but I think 30, 32 is pretty likely. He's been really good since being inserted into the starting lineup. Been getting a lot of rebounds, been getting a lot of putbacks. I think 19.5 points plus rebounds is a line he can go over. Also like his PRA if you wanted to take that as well. It's very annoying. This line got bumped before I could even show you guys, but we'll take it anyway. 19.5 points plus rebounds. That'll be our second pick for today, going over on Jalen Duran. And then the third and final pick, we're going to go to PRA. And I want to talk about Luka Doncic. His PRA line is currently setting at 45.5. And I also like this over. Really, really good matchup here for Luka going up against the Rockets. The Rockets, I mean, they've been one of the worst defensive teams in the league this season. They've been a team I've looked to target, especially with point guards. We've seen point guards have really big games against the Rockets, and they've been like one of the best matchups for point guards. You look at points allowed to the point guard position. Houston's given up the most points per game to point guards. Rebounds, they've been about like middle of the pack in terms of rebounds allowed to point guards. They've actually been towards the bottom. But we know like Luka's a really good rebounding point guard. And then assist-wise, Houston has allowed the most assists per game to point guards as well. And I know he's had some really big games against, for some reason it went back down to 18.5. So there you go. Mid-recording, they bumped Durant back down to 18.5. So I guess we'll play to 18.5. We'll take that. But for Luka, looking at this matchup against Houston, it's a matchup he's had a lot of success in. Over their last few games against the Rockets, he had 30, 14, and 6, so he had 50 PRA. He had 26, 14, and 7, so he had 47 PRA. Those are two of his last two games against the Rockets. The Rockets, they play at a faster pace. Now they bumped it back. What is Prizepicks doing? They're like, they bumped it down to 18.5. They bumped it back up. I don't know. Just play it at 19.5, I guess, guys. This is really weird. But for Luka, it's a really good matchup. I'm trying to just get through this video. For Luka, it's a really good matchup. The Rockets give up a lot of points, a lot of assists to point guards. They don't give up a lot of rebounds, but Luka, we know, is a really good rebounder. Like rebound chances, he leads the team in rebound chances, leads the team in potential assists per game. Usage rate is sky high. Even with Christian Wood starting lately, Luka still had a really high usage rate, taking a lot of shots. I mean, this should be a really, really good matchup for Luka in a spot where he should definitely have plenty of success. And also, this game is being played in Houston, so I think that makes it a lot more likely this game stays competitive. Right now, looking at the spread in this game, it's only a 6.5-point spread, so Luka should play his full minutes here. If he does, I like his chances to go over this PRA in what is a really good matchup against a bad Rockets team that has really struggled against point guards this year. So those will be our 3 picks for today, guys. Paolo Banchero, more than 35.5 fantasy score. Luka Doncic, more than 45.5 PRA. And then Jalen Duran, more than 19.5 points plus rebounds. But, it's been getting bumped up, up and down. But I'm guessing we'll stick with 19.5. That's the 3 picks I like for this Friday night slate. Some kind of early look picks. I will be taking a look at the board again, though, in a couple hours. And I'm going to share some more picks I like for today over on Patreon. So, as always, if you guys want more Prizepicks plays from me, check out the Patreon, linked down below in the description. But I hope you guys all win some money tonight. I wish you guys the best of luck if you're playing a bunch of 6-pick entries. Hopefully you guys can hit some 33x wins, make some money tonight. But we will see you guys in the next video. Best of luck, guys. Enjoy your Friday night. Peace.